In today's video, I want to discuss the topic of creativity block, and I've come up with 5 tips to overcome this, and I'm sure many artists and creatives will have come across this topic at some point where their ideas are not flowing, they're not feeling inspired, they're not feeling very happy with the work that they're creating, whatever artistic field that they're involved in. So, for example, in the last month I've been studying graphic design, and I've been learning how to make page layouts and adverts for newspapers, magazines, and designing art exhibition invites. And I found it quite challenging to come up with ideas on demand in a classroom environment under pressure where there's other students also working on their ideas, and we're having to create our own original take on the same brief given by the teachers. So to start off with my 5 tips, tip number 1 is to do nothing. Just take a break and go off and meditate somewhere if that helps you, or go for a walk. So you just need to relax and let go of the pressure, the time pressure in reality that people give you to come up with ideas. And also just to be on your own and away from other brains like functioning and thinking and everyone, just like all the brains everywhere, just basically be on your own, at least for a day or 2 if you can. My second tip is to do something fun. Do something completely unrelated to what you're trying to create or the field that you're working on, and distance yourself. Go with the flow, welcome little opportunities that you see, go play a musical instrument, play a sport, hang out with your friends, just completely unwind and forget about what you're trying to accomplish. Often your best ideas will come to you when you least expect them to. Tip number 3 is to actively go out and look for inspiration. So go visit an art museum or go visit an exhibition that you've heard of. Make a scrapbook full of pictures that you find. For particular graphic designers, you can go out and find some logos that you like and put them all together, or you can find interesting packaging and just like collate it into a book so that you can refer to it. See what you like about particular pieces of work, critique it, just be like, what do you like about it, what do you not like about it. Another thing that I do is I tend to start reading books. So find an inspiring book. For instance, I'm reading a book called Trust Your Vibes, Secret Tools for Sixth Sensory Living. They refer to the sixth sense as your intuition, and I found it very useful for kind of tips on how to be yourself and to just go with how you feel about things. Because part of graphic design is it's technical, but it's also a feeling. What do you feel looks good about a particular design? My next tip is to go out and find your mentors. This could be someone you know already, or you can do some research on the internet for pieces of work that you like about other artists. And it's okay for you to see their work and try to copy it or imitate it. For instance, if you're an artist, you might want to just directly copy a sketch from an artist that you like, but it's not like you're taking any credit for their work. Don't take credit for their work, don't publish their work or try to profit from it. Just see how they did it. How did they construct their idea? What were they thinking? Did they make a mind map and come up with some other solutions to a problem? Use their ideas to be able to then progress to make your own masterpieces, your own original ideas. And tip number 5 is let go of the need to be perfect. So there's a quote by a philosopher called Voltaire, which is, "Don't let perfect be the enemy of the good." So that means that it is far better to be productive and to finish something than to try to perfect something, like work on it, and then it never gets published because you're trying to tweak it too much, or you're thinking about what other people are going to think about what your work is going to turn out to be. So that's how I interpret that quote. Another concept that I want to share with you is that your ideas are not your own. So Elizabeth Gilbert, who has a TED talk about creativity, talks about the idea of your ideas being channeled through another source, like a higher source or a consciousness. And I found that to be inspiring because it takes the pressure off from you having to create your own ideas, that they belong to you. And she also says when she was writing a new book, her ego would always come in and just say, this sucks, this idea sucks, why are you writing this book? And so you just have to shut out the ego and just do simply something that you love to do more than life itself. So she also talks about this in another one of her talks online. I would look her up because she has a lot of interesting concepts and ideas about creativity and the process, and what she did to continue writing books and doing what she loved after the success of one of her books, Eat, Pray, Love, and then what to do after that, because sometimes you create a really great work and then when you come to create the one after that and it's not so well received, it can be quite challenging to get back into the flow of creativity again, and to realise, it doesn't really matter what other people think as long as you're doing something that you love and that you feel tapped into and that you intuitively feel that's who you are and you're expressing yourself fully. So that was my 5 tips for overcoming creativity block. If you have any other ideas, feel free to share them in the comments below so that other people can read them and perhaps take them on board too. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!